Alrighty. Let's ping the Discord. Alrighty. See, how are people doing in here today? Can I see chat? Not super sure if I can. Might also just be that no one's in here yet. Oh, I should probably open up my mic fixer. The multi. Good evening, multiversal asbestos dealer. No, that's not what your username says. You're the multiversal asbestos dealer with a cat profile picture. Alright, so I did some off-camera coding again, and I fixed Breakthrough. Asbestos, it's in your name. So now that we have all of these done, except I think I broke Blitz. Yeah, I broke Blitz and there, that should fix it. And then Phantom Pain still doesn't work. Good evening, Juice Sour. I'm not super sure. I can try my best, but I can also probably just turn off the griefing in a scripter. So if waiting for heal equals true, and the delay is more than 2 seconds, then send the packet. All of that in there should work. So all that we're worried about right here says it's a living entity, and we heal it for 1000. This should work, in theory. Maybe this just needs to be attack. Let's, there we go. Alright, so we're looking at Blitz here. Alright, Blitz looks like it's working. Except Wait, what the hell? Wait a minute. I think I just figured out what's going on here. Yep, that's why. There we go. Right, now, Phantom Pain should actually be done. Alright, let's summon Wither. Probably should have received that huge heal by now. Let's just do a 1001, 1002, nothing. Well, that was weird. Ah, good evening, Mr. Yeetman. So... I think what we'll do in here is system dot out dot print line healing. There, give that a shot. Today we're making Phantom Pain. I also did some off-camera coding and actually fixed Breakthrough because in its current state it didn't actually work. And what do you know, it was through the power of mix-ins that I had to fix it. And it was also a neat 2-in-1 kind of to kill two birds with one stone kind of deal. Oh. That's a bit interesting. Well, looking at that, man, why does it do that? Oh, whatever. Let's go ahead and get... Where was it? Phantom Pain. Static Boolean healed. And then in here, we'll set healed equals false. And then wait a minute. Oh. We just need to... Waiting for heal equals false. There. And that'll stop that weird crash, too. It is pretty funny that the Pog Dwellers left. So it's not a potion effect. What Phantom Pain does is essentially it'll deal extra damage, kind of like Sharpness, but if you don't hit your opponent with the Phantom Pain enchantment soon, then it regains a portion of the damage you dealt with Phantom Pain. No, nobody did like the Bog Dwellers. How strange. So it does run the code. So I know that the issue boils down to, huh. Done. Get health plus 1,000. There. I'm not super sure that's going to work, but it's worth it. Or worth a shot, rather. Thank you, Asbestos. So it's not a healing potion. That's not what it is. So you'd almost be right. I'm not throwing a healing potion on the Wither. I'm actually healing it. So it would be the same as if I was throwing a damage potion. That's frustrating. So it didn't heal it at all. I'm telling you, the Ender Dragon would have no difference. It doesn't work like that. Plus, if I did try the Ender Dragon, it wouldn't have a health bar, because I would have to go to the end for that. And even then, it's much harder to hit, and to go bother destroying all its end crystals, and it would just be very annoying. Ooh, that's interesting. So if the entity doesn't move, does it work? Bitch. Okay, 152, 80, negative 153. So I'm saving the wrong entity. That was the problem. It was attacker? Okay, so now it just runs it when it's not supposed to. Probably because that's what I need. There. Okay, we're almost done. This thing is just about working. So in theory, I can damage the Wither. And then if I go hit something else beforehand, then it'll just cancel. Yep. Hey. That's so weird. Let's get rid of this part, see if that works. Get back here. Damn it. I might make it like 4 seconds. You bitch. Looks like I have to hit him again for it to give back the HP, which is really weird. Not behavior I would expect. I mean, I guess that works. Huh. I guess this is an interesting code artifact, but I actually don't hate it. Because it'll let you kind of transfer the damage that you took and give it to your... Okay, so what's happening is that it takes the entity by its position, right? Goes the entity at this spot is the entity we're looking at. So it tries to run this code, this packet, to heal the entity at a position that it's not actually. So what happens is that you actually wind up healing the enemy the damage that was supposed to be healed from the other enemy. So you could hit your enemy with the Phantom Pain enchantment like a million times, and then hit your friend, and basically take all this health that you stole from them with the Phantom Pain enchantment, and give it to your friend. Which I think is probably the craziest and most unintended lifesteal mechanic ever, but I friggin' love it. Because it sounds really interesting. So I think we're going to leave it the way it is. I mean, I'm gonna be honest. The unintended features tend to be the best ones. So I'm calling that a victory. I don't blame you. It's pretty complicated. Okay, so approved. Scroll all the way down. So Phantom Pain worked. So Echo Strike I do really like, but I don't know exactly how to do it. I might... Oh... Yeah, because it doesn't work based on hitbox. Oh, this is tough. Oh, I might have bad news for you, Zenth. Oh, man. I can't really implement that. I feel like there could be better ones anyway. Let's delete that and tell everyone you can make weapon and chance again. So what we're going to implement next, back here in enchantment suggestions, go down here, backstab, backstab is actually added by Farmer's Delight. So we're not going to worry about that. We already did it. Ugh. So it looks like our next step is momentum. So if we go in here, momentum we should be able to make pretty fast. Oh, but implementing might actually be a little bit more difficult than I thought. I might just use speed, because I know how to apply potion effects. I don't know how to just modify the attributes. So I think what we'll do here, unless there's a function for setting movement speed, but what we're going to do instead is simply go momentum, enchantment, and then extends enchantment, and then we're gonna steal this back in here. Momentum enchantment. And then we want to go into mod enchantments here. This is a boot enchant. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. And then this will be our 5th one, making it so we won't have to make another boot enchant ever again. I'm pretty excited for that. And then change this to momentum. I am pretty terrified that I am going to have to mess with the mix-in for the enchantment table. Oh, yeah, unless I decide to add more enchantments in the future. Which I very well could do, because then I'll have a lot more modding knowledge by then. So it's possible. Don't get your hopes up too much, though, because I'll be really, really freaking busy, and I don't know if I'll add more mod development to my plate. And it would be an after-release kind of thing. Alright, so back in the momentum enchantment thing, what we want to do is register it to the key press event. So if we look in the ICV mod class folder here, or dot class, that's not what I meant to do. Control C, Control V, and then that's not what I wanted. I actually meant this. So we can make this not crush, but instead moment. Oh, wait. Yeah. There we go, and then in here we're going to go if mod enchantments dot check boot enchantments dot contains. What do we want it to contain? We want it to contain a momentum enchantment. And if it contains momentum enchantment, then what we want to do is check if the key down is sprint. So Minecraft.getInstance.options.key sprint dot is down. Then we will set a couple of variables. First one will be a long. So public static long. This will be delay. And then we will have a public static integer loop count, and then a public static boolean should check. So now that we have all of these, we're going to go if should check, then, and this will be default true. If should check, then set delay equals system dot current time milliseconds, and then should check equals false. Then after that, what it will do is add 1 to loop count. I'll actually put that right here. Hello, Arsenic. All right, so, and then after we have all that, then it's a question of if system dot current time milliseconds is greater than or equal to delay plus delay plus how many seconds should you be sprinting? Probably 3. There. You were sprinting more than 3 seconds. Then set should check to true, and then we'll need a new packet down here. Packet new Java class. And what we will say is momentum client to server packet. Yeah, add it to the GitHub. We will copy what we have in. Actually, let's not do Phantom Pain, but Blitz. Now, back in the momentum packet, we can do all this. Change everything that says Blitz to momentum. And then in mod messages here, we want to register our momentum packet. Momentum client to server packet. And we will copy and paste that everywhere it says Phantom Pain. There we go. And then in here, we can say player dot movement. All right, how about speed? Set speed. Let's just call it 10. Just for the sake of obviousness. And then we'll see if that actually works. But before we do that, we need to actually call the packet. So back here in momentum enchants, after we set should check to true, we want to say mod messages dot send to server, and then a new momentum client to server packet. All right, now we can give this a go. All right, so first let's get rid of /kill at e type equals not player. There. Now let's get me some boots. Enchant those. Enchant Dev. With... What are we enchanting? Momentum. Right there. Perfect. And now if I put this on and sprint, I don't believe that's working. All right. So let's go ahead and check out our packet here, because it's possible that's what's not working. And to test that, we're going to say system.out.println heyo. And that will let me know if it's trying to set the speed of the player. I hope your baking goes well, Arsenic. And if you're making cookies, I expect to see some at my front doorstep. Okay, so let's give it another go. It'll tell me heyo whenever it's trying to boost my speed. I'm not seeing it say heyo. Okay, so it looks like the packet's just not being called. At least I think. Heyo. Oh. It ran it once. Which is strange. But if my speed was set to 10, I probably should have noticed it. Let's look back. Let's look back at our enchantment here. Momentum, there it is. Yeah, all of this should work. And it should also just increase the loop count every single time. Although what we do want to say is if loop count is less than or less than 3, at least that's what we're going to say for now. That way it puts a cap on it. And a loop count, just in case we get null pointer errors, we're going to say it equals 0. So it does call this. My only problem is that I can't really find why it's not working. So if we go back into momentum here, let's make it just even more ludicrous just in case and then see what that does. All right, here we go. All right. Alright, so it should be working. I don't really know what I changed, but it is saying heyo when it's supposed to. So I think what we need to do is just figure out what set speed actually does. Interesting. Okay, so what we'll probably do is... Weird. Okay, so I think what we're going to do first... I don't think this is gonna work, but it's probably worth a shot. Player.get delta movement dot scale 2. Actually, I need to do it like this. Player dot get delta movement dot scale 2. Okay. So that might work, but it also might just give me a short boost. But even if it does, I can do this in a way that will actually work. You are making cookies. Congratulations, Arsenic. Alrighty. Alright, so it said heyo, but... it didn't do anything. Let's go ahead and scale 20. Because maybe it just wasn't obvious enough. Alright. Waiting for something to happen. So why on earth does that not work? I don't think that's gonna work. It might, but probably won't. So it's not working. It's kind of frustrating because I kind of expected that to work, of all things. Well, let's see what we can do here. Uh, what happens if we put this in here? How do I want to do this? This is a tough one, I won't lie. Well, hmm. Why doesn't it work though? That's the problem. It should work, but it doesn't. Well, that's interesting. I have a theory that might work, but I can't guarantee that it does. So player dot set speed, and we're just do that crazy number, right? No, that doesn't work because it's for AI. Well, I only see one return statement here. Wait a minute, what's that? Attribute instance dot add transient modifier. I go back into my momentum. Attribute instance dot new Okay, so I think what we need to do not this. So if we go into the living entity mixin I made earlier, can I do that? get attributes dot get instance. Get. Okay, so player dot get attributes dot get instance attribute dot okay, we're seriously onto something here. Okay, so it obviously declares get attributes. Okay, so it's attributes dot. Okay, oh, so my issue is I didn't use an S. Attributes dot movement speed dot add transient modifier. Wow, okay, I think we're seriously onto something here. I don't know what this is for. Oh, messed something up. And then let's just make this momentum enchantment dot hoop count. Okay, well, that's worth a shot. I kind of doubt it'll work, but it might. And if it does work, we've got to update the Blitz enchantment. Because then I can change the attack speed without making it add haste, and that'll be way, way better. Holy shit. I think it worked. Whoa. It totally did. Getting much faster. Dude, that's freaking crazy. I'm the Flash in here. quite fast if I do say so myself. Okay, so it's probably about time I stop messing around with that. I can't believe that worked. I'm being completely honest. Okay, so that's what I need the UUID for, is to remove it. So let's go ahead and go back up to where it declares the UUID. We got momentum right here. Momentum. UUID. And then we just want to copy this whole monster right here. And then we want to call this momentum speed boost. There. So I want it to reset on two things. When you hit a block, and also when you get hurt. So the first thing I want to do is go into where is it? The ICV mod class. Here we go. Okay, so the first thing I want to do, I want to go into the hurt event, wherever that is, living attack event right here. If I want to check if what I'm doing is null. If it is null, then don't do it. So if that's not null. So we go into ICV. Ooh. That's a bit frustrating. Well, can't be referenced from a static context. Let's go back into our packet. How do we... All right. So I think what we want to do. Here's our Stonecaller enchantment. We want to declare a player in the. What were we working on? Momentum. We want to declare a player in here. And we want to say that P player equals, well, the player in here. So now, actually, we don't need to do that at all. Because back in the ICV mod class, what the hell? Minecraft.getInstance.player.get attribute. Quit that. Here we go. Dot get instance dot get modifier. And I'm not super sure if we're doing this right. Okay. I don't remember the UUID. We're looking at the momentum packet here. We want this UUID. Well, that's a bit strange, isn't it? What does it want me to put in there? Oh. Okay, let's go ahead and say okay, I have a theory on what we should do. So let's take that out of there and put that in the momentum enchantment, but here we actually want to say momentum enchantment dot that's enchantment dot speed modifier momentum ID, and then in here, then we will actually Then we will actually declare it. And make this public instead. And then we want to say momentum enchantment dot speed modifier momentum UUID. Perfect. Then, as long as that's not null, then what it will do is remove that modifier. So copy the whole thing, but instead of it saying remove modifier, we make it say get. So copy all this. And then the next thing we want to do is see how it detects if you hit a block when you're sprinting. Actually, I can do a pretty simple way of detecting that, because I'm pretty sure you can go, is the player sprinting? And then that should work. So let's go ahead and look. Momentum enchantment. Yeah, those are all lies. There's no problems. Minecraft.getInstance.player dot is sprinting. Oh my god, look, it worked. And then we can say else loop count equals 0. That's crazy. And then we can also go back into wherever that was that we were just in, ICV here. Take this, copy this completely, and then go back into momentum, wherever I put that. What the heck? God, I am blind sometimes. There. That should work. Waiting for the dough to chill. Well, I hope your cookies are absolutely delicious, Arsenic. I'm kinda hoping it doesn't crash the game. That would be lame. Okay. I'm not sure if it's working. Wait a minute. I figured it out. We need to go back. So it is working. It's working too much. So we want to say and event dot sits. It should just be entity, right? Yeah, event dot entity. Events dot get entity equals Minecraft dot get instance dot player. There. Okay, that'll work. Here we go. Time to give that a try. So that's still not working. Okay, so I guess another thing I want to do is back here in ICV, we want to actually change. Where is this? So I don't want it to be there. Not anymore. Instead, let's put it here. And then we'll do Shift F6. I want to say on client tick. Okay, looks like it didn't refactor it for me like I wanted. So now I'll have to go do it manually. Let's just go ahead and copy that. And then we'll go into Momentum Enchantment here. There, problem solved. So, Minecraft.getInstance.player.isSprinting. Alright, we're going to say system.out.println resetting because player is no longer sprinting. And then we'll put that same thing right. We need to go back into ICV here. Put the same thing right here. And we'll say took damage. Now we will see what it does. It crashed. Why on earth? Probably because the client ticked and checked something that it shouldn't have. Let's go ahead and say we're going to go into momentum. We're going to do a quick if Minecraft.getInstance.player doesn't equal null. Then do all this. Let's give that a try. Alright, so that seems like it fixed it. Now let's see if we can see why we're getting reset. So it only seems to give it to us for like a split second. Which is quite strange. And it should be Let's make sure that it... Really? Well, that's a bit strange. Not what I expected at all. So it's not resetting itself. If it's not resetting itself, then what is it doing? I know it stopped. It cancels the whole process almost immediately, and I guess it's not because the player took damage somehow. So even when we take damage, it doesn't work. Oh. What could it possibly be? Let's look back at... Not Blitz. Momentum here. Mod enchantments. Check boot enchantments. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. So this runs when... Is it because of this? Because it could be that it gets confused. And it... Oh, no, it couldn't be. So how on earth... What did I change? Had to have been the UUID. Okay, it removes it like instantly. Did I just misplace some code? Because it's not because the player is no longer sprinting. Surely it's not this. Strangest freaking behavior. I had to have changed it. How do I make it? How did I... What did I do? This might crash the game when it tries to remove it. But does this make it work? Maybe it's getting confused and is trying to remove soul speed instead. Because that's what that UUID means. Yeah, that has to be it. Because the second I got rid of the UUID, it was like, oh yeah. That's chill, dude. So let's go ahead. Put it back. But back where we declare it, we need to give it a unique UUID. So let's just make that 1. See if that works. And then back here in the Momentum client packet, let's make this not permanent. And of course transient, because I'm pretty sure permanent would make it confusing. So let's see if this works. I'm already moving what looks to be way faster than I should. It looks like I never removed it. Let's go ahead and where do I remove it? Oh, it was in the Momentum Enchantment class here. Oh. Well, that's a bit strange, isn't it? Maybe this'll work. So that should be removing the modifier. Game rule. Do game rule, keep inventory true / kill. Here we go. Okay, I think it works. Yeah, I think that works quite well, actually. Yeah, I think all I had to do was get rid of that permanent modifier. So let's feed me just a bit. All right, so starting to think it's not actually working. It doesn't seem like it's giving me it at all. I think we can make a UUID generator. UUID generator. There. Let's give that a shot. It could also be because it's public, and that would actually pose us a problem. But I kind of doubt that it is. Okay, now I think that's working. Although, it does kind of give me the boost immediately after I start sprinting, which is a problem. So, good check automatically equals true. And when does it go back to true when it weird. Why does it do that? There we go. That might work. And for this to make things more obvious, loop count equals loop count plus 10. There. And now with a custom UUID, we should have this in working order. And we'll find out very, very fast if it is working. And then it should be giving me another boost, but it doesn't seem like it's too keen on giving me another boost. Heyo just keeps increasing, keeps increasing. And I'd imagine 20 would be pretty freaking unbearable. So maybe what we do is copy this here. And put this in the client to server packet. Momentum client to server packet. So that it refreshes the speed modifier, gets rid of it, and then adds it with the new number. That should work. Oh, wait. I actually want to say player to be most specific. There. I don't think it's working. Maybe what we need to do is that, but it might crash the game. And I don't want that. Giving it a UUID definitely seemed to mess a lot of stuff up. So if it crashes when it first says hey, that'll be... Oh. So I definitely should be speeding up quite rapidly, but I'm not. And that is so frustrating. Okay, so... Yeah, I need a UUID in order to remove it. So why can't... Because I know I can remove it, and that's how you remove it. Get instance attributes dot movement speed dot remove modifier of... Surely it's not remove transient modifier. No, it's not. Things are going amazing, Arsenic. Nothing's working. As usual, however, I'm used to it. So why on earth does this not work? Sure, let's go with multiply total. I don't think that's gonna work, but we might as well try. So, if this doesn't work, then it's probably, I'm calling it a day, but... Okay, it made 10 a lot more reasonable. But it's still not working. So why isn't it working? It all worked fine without the UUID. Hell, it works more than fine without the UUID, but it can't remove it without it. So why? I remove it right there so that I can apply a brand new one. But I guess once I declare the first one, it thinks... Right now we're trying to make the player move faster 3 times the longer you sprint. So then it'll do... Because it works when I don't have a UUID. It works fine. Amazing even. But it won't reset. And it just gets faster and faster and faster and faster. And I don't like that. So... No, the problem is that it's not actually increasing, because the second I give it a UUID, the second I do that, doesn't like it anymore. So, what I might actually have to do is take the loop count and change the UUID based on the loop count number. So if What am I doing? Momentum enchantment dot loop count equals 1. That's what I meant. Then momentum enchantment dot speed modifier momentum UUID will equal what it does initially. This one. UUID from string. There we go. There. Okay, so make it not final. And I think we have something that works. So let's just copy and paste this 3 times. So 2, 3. Yeah, I'm calling it correctly. I'm telling you, it's the UUID. I've done the testing. I figured it out. So let's just give it 2 more brand new UUIDs. Using our UUID generator. Perfect. And then we'll test that. See if it works. I'm really hoping it does. Because I might just accidentally obsess over this if it doesn't. So... And it does it after it removes the first one, so it should work. I don't see a problem. That's 1. Okay, well, first, let's go ahead and make it not multiply. Because that's not obvious enough. Addition will be obvious. It'll be very obvious because I will move really freaking fast. There we go. Well, that's not how it's supposed to work. That's actually really frustrating. What if I just did that? Actually, no, because it'd be the same thing. So... I'm looking at this. This should work perfectly. So if we go into the momentum enchantment... Yeah, because I know it stacks on itself. The problem is the UUID. Let's get rid of that, because maybe it's maybe that's what's confusing it? Okay, now it just doesn't work at all. And it crashes the game. What the heck? Alright, so... here's what we'll do. Before we declare it... before we send the packet, we're first going to remove the attribute modifier. Then, after we do that... because maybe we can't edit the UUID in there. That's why it didn't seem to do anything. So maybe we go in here. With all of these now. So after we remove it, if it exists, of course. After we remove it, then we go in here. We set the UUID to the appropriate UUID for its speed. Set should check to true. And then call the packet. And then once we call the packet, it'll set it to the brand new modifier with the UUID respective to the speed. So yeah, maybe it was just that we couldn't edit the variable from there. Probably because it's a different class and it's like that, and it would only let us check it. Not really sure if it works like that, but it probably does, so... let's go ahead and look here. Alright. Bruh. Okay. And it crashes me. Why? Alright, so it looks like we have one more thing to try, because this one I'm almost confident will work for certain. So it looks like we just can't change this at all. It's not a variable. So, put this back to final. Make it, equal this first one. And then we want to make 2 and 3. So public static final UUID number 2. And we'll do the same thing right here. We'll say public static. Why did it do that? Static final UUID speed modifier momentum UUID 3. And now we will get rid of all of these. And we need to copy this 2 more times. It's being stubborn. Won't do what I want. So let's copy this, and then we have to go back into ICV here. There we go. Now it'll get rid of any of those if they are there. I think that's going to crash the game. Yeah, we'll find out. Yeah, it will crash the game. So let's actually just fix that. Two, and then 3. There we go. And then we copy these 2. And that we put in here. Don't need that debugging message anymore. Especially not this one, because it got really annoying. And then we need to put that there. And then in the packet, we need to go if momentum enchantment dot loop count equals 1, then run this code. Then we can do this. Copy and paste it 2 more times, and then this one will be 2. Set it to 2. And then this one will be 3. Set it to 3. Now there's 3 completely separate UUIDs, 3 completely different attribute modifiers. Hello, majestical discomfort. And this time it should work because it can't get confused, and if it doesn't work, I strangle it violently. Oh yeah, Maudie. I forgot that was your nickname. Hello. Okay. Time to give it another go. If this doesn't work, I'm gonna be so freaking mad. Why? Why aren't you giving me it? You should be giving me the... Okay. Let's get rid of this line, because that does nothing. Let's change this to... because it needs to showcase my undying anger. Let's also give them separate names. Maybe that was the problem. Kinda doubt it, but maybe it was. It's kind of weird because it doesn't give me the boost at all anymore. Maybe because it first gets rid of them. And then I messed up the order in which I call them. So when does it remove it? Momentum enchantment. So that's if you stop sprinting, it'll get rid of all the modifiers there. Why? That should work. Just period. Maybe we can just add them all on top of each other. That might be fine. And you know what? Then I can mess with the math and then make it act the way I actually wanted it to. So I have to imagine that's the problem. Congratulations on your cookies, Arsenic. You know, Maudie, you actually caught me, like, right towards the end of the stream. Please, please, please freaking work. Please. Why? You are applying... You are applying it. You absolute imbecile. You should be doing exactly what I'm telling you to do, but you're not. And I don't know why. Let's look back at Living Entity. How does it declare the UUIDs? Because clearly I'm not doing something right. Oh, that's right. It made it private. Surely that's not the problem, is it? Because... how else am I supposed to remove them? Why doesn't it like this? Oh, wait. I need to go back in here. Alright, and then back into here. And then for all of the twos, we'll do these. If this doesn't work, I'm going absolutely insane. Oh, wait. You need 3 now. So then we go into ICV. And then the packet. And then. Yeah, we go back into Momentum Enchantment and we grab the UUID for number 3. You know what? Whatever. I know it's technically wrong. Or inefficient. But I do not care. If it works, it works. Alright, have fun in the restroom. There. No excuses. If this doesn't work, I'm going literally insane. I'm going so freaking insane. All the UUIDs are exactly the same. It's the same declaration as it is in that one, except all of those are never actually used. They're all the same UUID. I don't know why making it. Okay, why? Why didn't that work? Huh? Gotta tell me. Why didn't that work? If I just get rid of the UUID, suddenly it'll work, right? That's what I expect. If this doesn't work, it's bedtime for me, because I am not going to be able to handle this. Okay. Clearly, I messed something up. Maybe it's loop count? Loop count automatically equals 0. It's less than 3. Oh my god. Okay. Let's just do 1. Because that's obvious enough. Still have no idea why it's not working. Let's just get rid of all instances. where it'll get rid of it. Now it's just calling it. The reason it wasn't working was because I set it to 10. That was why. It did exactly what it was supposed to do. I just set the number too big. Because I wanted it to be obvious. Now it'll work. It'll go, okay, we'll give you the 1 boost. And then it'll do it again. And then again. Now it works. So now if we bring back all the parts that are supposed to remove it, it was working this whole damn time. The entire time. I just set the one number, this one, that checks whether or not it should add the attribute. Let's make all of this much easier to read. And then back in Momentum Enchantment, there. It works. It worked the whole time. My system just couldn't handle numbers over 3. And what did I do? I made it over 3. Man. Moments like these really make you feel like an idiot, huh? Yeah, because this should work exactly how it's supposed to. That was weird. Oh. I think we don't need these. Because those ones make it not work the way it's supposed to. There's also something else. And loop count is less than 3. Oh. 4. It's less than 4. And then back in the packet, after we call the momentum packet here. Momentum enchantment dot loop count equals 4. Except we actually don't want that line right there, because that would break it so fast. We actually want it here. So after we apply the attribute modifier, then it will set loop count to 4. Then it obviously won't increase your speed anymore. There we go, maximum speed. If I keep holding it, it won't go raw. Right, but if I run into a block, interesting. That actually doesn't mean you stop sprinting. It just means... Okay. So let's steal some code from my Throne Trident mix in here. Let's just take this. And we'll go into the tick function of the momentum enchantment. And then the tick function. And then we'll do a simple if. There. Minecraft dot get instance dot player dot get x. There. Okay, so math absolute 0. Okay, so if it's below, we'll call it 10. Actually, we want movement, so get delta movement dot x. Except this will be y and this will be z. And then, yeah, if they're all below 10. What up, the super gamer? System dot out dot print line that. Oh, dude. I don't blame you. Coding is really friggin' hard. I'm willing to help you out. Just, I'd recommend you join the server. I can probably answer questions for you, but no, I'm no expert dev. I'm also figuring these things out. Except usually my strategy is beating my poor head against the wall, so. Alright, so if it goes below that. The IP. Oh, no, not the Minecraft server. That's in the Discord server, which is in the description of this stream, actually, if you want to go look at it. I mean, if you are interested in the Minecraft server, that's also in the Discord server. But, you aren't obligated to. Alright, so now, although I should obviously already know, but now it should tell me. Alright. See how I speed up now. Okay, so. .25 is what I'm looking at. Let's try this again. All right. Wait. Oh. Momentum enchantment. Dot loop count. There. That should fix it. Okay. I think we finally finished it. I'll be honest. This one is probably the most frustrating to code so far. Actually, I take it back. There's definitely been more frustrating to code. Okay. And then it never works again. Okay, so I think we need to be a little more specific or lenient. So what we're gonna do is go back into momentum here. So we're like, oh, not here. We're so aggressive with this. So what we're actually going to say is, low 15. There. Because at that point, you've definitely hit a block. And that's a bit strange. That shouldn't be like that. Well... I think it's a problem in the packet. And then... I think what we can do... momentum enchantment. And then up here... No, down here. We'll just get rid of this because now it's redundant. And we'll actually just say... ++ loop count. Now it'll set loop count to 0 every time it should. And it will also read all that. In theory, that should fix it, right? Because it'll remove all of the modifiers. What the heck? Second? Yep. So that should be resetting myself. But it doesn't. So why? It's not actually removing the attributes. Yeah, but no, that shouldn't work. It's the only time it does work. No, it doesn't even work when I do that. For some reason, the only time it seems to update right after it calls packet. You know what? I've been streaming for way too long about this. I'm going to fix it later. Probably an off-camera thing. Thank you all for attending the stream. I will see you all later, and hopefully I can get this thing working. I hope you all have a great day. Bye-bye.